My name is Scott Streetman, and I suffer from the disease of addiction and alcoholism. During high school, I was introduced to drugs and alcohol. I continued using those substances from high school all the way up until January of '93. That's where one night I left a bar, I got pulled over, I had pills, I had been drinking, and I was arrested and was taken to jail. You know, it was that point that the line was in the sand. I was done emotionally. You know, I know God was there, but I wasn't connected, and it was evident in my life. So midway through January of that year, you know, I committed to a 12-step recovery program. That's where the journey began. The first journey began for me, and that was through the next 12 plus years. During those 12 years that I was actively involved in a 12-step recovery program, I met my wife. We got married. We had a child. And once we moved here to South Carolina, my connection with that fellowship started to distance. After that many years, I started to kind of take my will back over and think that I had it figured out. You know, kind of made it on my own, winged it, so to speak, for probably 2 to 3 years. So during this time that I started drinking again, our family started falling apart. You know, the marriage wasn't going good. My daughter was a young teenager, very young teenager, and she, you know, if children are like sponges, and they're gonna be influenced by what they're around. And when you're around, you know, a father that's you know, drinking and you know, thinking it's justified because I'm not driving, because I'm walking to the neighbors' houses on Friday and Saturday nights, but coming home, you know, drunk, that thinking that's okay, and she sees this, you know, weekend after weekend after weekend. You know, that's where she gets her influence from. She started going down a path that wasn't good. So, you know, you've got the marriage that's not doing good, you've got the family life that's not doing good. And, you know, what was sad during this is, you know, deep down I knew it was wrong, and that was that internal struggle that I was facing for several years, probably 4 or 5 years during that active alcoholism. And then it came to a point where, again, just like earlier in my story, I had enough. Was just broken, totally broken inside. Had a conversation with my wife on Friday that I'm done. It's over with the alcohol. I have to do something different. So that Saturday morning, I didn't drink at all on that Friday. That Saturday morning, I went to a 12-step recovery meeting, joined that fellowship, and that was March 15th of 2013, and have been clean and sober ever since that date. And it's changed everything. My daughter now, where you know, when we were struggling before, you know, we came back, or I came back into a recovery program, you know, her dreams and what she wanted to do for her career, where it was scary. It would make any parent cringe. But since she's seen what I've done, she has also changed. I stepped into that 12-step recovery program in March of 2013. She went to Big Stuff in the summer of 2013. and asked to be baptized, and Tag baptized her. I remember getting that phone call, and she said that she was baptized. And that was huge. And like I said earlier, we're an influence on our kids. Where I was a bad influence, I turned into being a good influence, and she saw that, and she made a change as well. So that was a huge turning point. I'm no longer consumed and overwhelmed by my diseases, my character defects, my will and my thinking. I no longer have to be that way. God has taken me away from that.